Hey, OkieTools here, and in this video I'm going to be unboxing my new Husqvarna 525PT5S telescoping pole saw. So as you can see here, this is a big old box that they ship it to you in. This box is 8 foot long, and as you can see, it's got Husqvarna written all over it, and it's even got a little picture of the pole saw down there in the corner. So that's something to be aware of if you're having this shipped to you like I did. It's going to be sitting on your front porch, and it's got advertisement all over it. So just be aware of porch pirates. This is the way they kind of send it to you when you buy them from the store and have them shipped to you. I got mine from Lowe's, by the way. Also, when I received mine, you see these little staples that are in here. They're pretty stout, but a number of them were already busted loose when I received it. I don't know if that had something to do with somebody trying to look inside the box, even though it's got a little picture of exactly what it is and states what it is inside there. Or maybe they just got damaged in transport, and shipping. I have no idea. But I went ahead and opened it already because I want to make sure everything that was supposed to be in there was in there from when I received it from Lowe's, so I could let them know if I had any issues or something was missing. But I have put it all back together so I can show you the unboxing. So we'll go ahead and get it open. Hopefully this is all in frame for you. So it's not just the main outside box. There's a series of boxes inside, if you can see there, that support the motor here, and another one right here to protect the controls and reinforce around there. There's another one down on the end that protects the end of the box and reinforces it and protects the end of the shaft down there. And then there's another box in here that also reinforces along the shaft in the middle of the box, and that's your goodie box where all your additional stuff is at that you need, such as the bar and the chain and everything. We'll go over that when we get to it. Here's one piece of paper that comes with it in there. That is a quick start guide that was actually hooked around the controls, and I took it off when I first opened it. So that's your quick start guide right there, and some important information. There's another one right here. This was hooked back by the motor. This is a air quality index for a state if you live in that requires that for you to let them know about the emissions, or you have to have documentation of the emissions of the motor. I live in a state that doesn't care about that, and you may too, so no big deal. But if you do live in a state that requires that, there you go. So go ahead and take it out here. So like I said, this one protects around the controls, and it has a pretty stout box here in the back that protects around the motor. You got your box here with all the additional equipment that comes with the saw that you need. So the first thing here is a strap. I probably wouldn't be wearing one of these because I don't usually use a sling with power equipment, but it is nice that they include it. You got your drop bar here. So what this does is it bolts to the bottom of the motor housing, and in case you drop it while you're using it, this is the first thing to hit the ground instead of the back of the motor, so it protects it from damage. It also adds an additional handle if you need to get it a bit higher and you need something to hold on to the back of the motor without putting your hand actually on the motor. You have that option right there with that handle. You also have your power assembly that goes out there on the end. So you got your drive sprocket right there, and this is what your bar attaches to, and you have your bar chain oil reservoir right here. This goes on the end of the shaft. As you can see, it does not come mounted when you receive it. That's for safety reasons, for shipping, so it doesn't get damaged or anything like that. And then you do have to assemble it after you receive it. You just take that little screw out right there, and you put it on the end of the shaft there. We have a bar and chain protector sheath right here. This one seems pretty well made. I find these an awful lot on the side of the road at work because they blow off when guys have them in the back of their truck and they're driving down the road. This one seems pretty decently made. Sometimes these are really cheap, just a little folded over piece of plastic. I've seen other Husqvarnas that, you know, they're open at one end, or I mean at both ends, and they're just real cheap. This is fairly well made, completely enclosed on one end, and it looks like it's going to provide a nice tight fit on there, so you probably don't have to worry about losing one like this. It's nice it's got their symbol on there too. You have your bar here. This just looks like a this is a 12-inch bar. This just looks like one of their run-of-the-mill type bars. It doesn't look like their X-Force, I believe. I have another one of their Pro Saws, and it came with the X-Force bar and chain, and this just looks like one of their sort of plain Jane kind of bars. But still to get the job done. And here's their chain, the H35. Again, this is just sort of one of their plain Jane chains that come with it for the 12-inch bar. It's not one of their X-Force. I'm just letting you know about that because there are other options out there if you want a little better chain, a little better bar, that kind of thing. But this will definitely get the job done for me. We have a bag right here. This comes with some syringes and some other items. So you have your bolts right there for attaching the drop handle on there, and it also comes with an Allen key for that, so that's nice that they included that. You got two syringes here. One's a smaller one that has a flat blade on it. One's a larger one that has I think that's a T25 Torx driver on that, which is nice because you're going to need that to actually attach the front end to the shaft. So it's nice that they include those things. It's always nice to have syringes for removing spark plugs and the chain nut on there and cover nut on there and everything for adjusting tension on the chain as well. So it's nice that they include those. You also have your manual and all your warranty information. There it is, fully assembled, ready for work. Just to go over some of the features real quick with you now that I have it all out of the box and fully assembled. This is your drop handle that I installed. I'm sure you saw that part of the video, so that's extra little protection on the back there and another handle for you. We have additional protection right up here on the top of the motor, and there's some more on the bottom, so that's a nice feature. This right here is your choke. I'm used to the chokes on Steels, you know, the 3-position choke, so I really didn't know how I felt about that at first, but I've actually been using quite a few of the Husqvarna power equipment that this is installed on, and I've gotten used to it over the years, and I really do like the simplicity of the way they do their chokes, so that is nice. You got your spark plug access right here. It's a little rubber cover for it, which is nice. Your fuel bulb right there, so you press that about 8 to 10 times before you're ready to start it up. This right here is a dampening handle, so you see how it's segmented right here and right here, so that's supposed to protect you from vibration of the equipment. Some people don't really care for that, but like I said, I've been using Husqvarnas for a number of years, and I've just kind of gotten used to that, and I do like that design. Some people don't really care for their triggers. They say they don't hold up very well. I've never had any problem on any of my weed eaters or any other power equipment that use those. And you got a little protector right here, plastic protector, to protect your trigger in case you drop this, to keep it from breaking off or anything. You got your stop switch right here, and it is spring loaded, so after you stop the unit, it will go back to the start for when you're ready to fire it off again, which is a nice feature. You also have die cast metal housings here for the gearbox and everything, so that's a very nice feature. This is a pro saw, so you expect things like that, and it's very nice. This is your attachment point for your sling, and it is adjustable. This is your rubber / plastic overmold right here to hang on to the unit on the shaft. That helps with a little bit of vibration protection as well as gives you a nice spot to hang on to. Even if your hands are sweaty or maybe a little wet, it really does have some nice knurling to it, some grip, so you can hang on to it. So we go out to the end of the unit here. We have the reservoir for your bar chain oil, and then we have an adjustment right here to meter how much it actually applies to the bar and the chain. So that's a nice feature, so you don't use up way too much. There's the adjustment screw right there between those two lobes that adjusts the chain tension. And then there's your bar nut right there on the side of the power head. So you loosen that before you adjust the chain tension, and then you tighten it back up. And there's your bar. One thing I like about the bar that I didn't know until I took it out of its package, you see a little hole right up there on the very front next to the sprocket. That is the sprocket greasing hole. That's a very nice feature. I have another Pro Saw from Husqvarna, and it has one of the X-Force bars on it, and it does not have that greasable sprocket. So that's a nice feature on this bar that I was talking some crap about earlier. But those are always nice when you have those features to be able to grease those sprockets. And as you can see, the chain is on there in the right direction, and it's a pretty nice chain. It seems pretty aggressive, so that's good. Also, right back here, this is your adjustment screw. You untighten this, or I'm sorry, loosen this, and this is a spring-loaded tube inside the main tube, and it extends out to help you push the saw further out, and it telescopes back in there if you need it to be closer, and then you tighten your adjustment knob right here. So this was my video unboxing my Husqvarna 525PT5S pole saw. Thanks for watching.